Boo. But he scared everyone here,
huh? Meme and GIF worthy. Nick's got to catch up on everything.
This is like the Aaron Ekblad, Evan Bouchard chokeout version of last
We
year.
need to use that for Halloween next
Yeah.
I don't know.
What's up, everybody?
Like that level, Nick.
What's up, everybody? Unfortunately, no big C's tonight.
Mr. Big Shot.
Yeah, he's at Elbow Room. He's too big for us now.
Yeah, but my question is, who is he with?
That's the question we all like to know.
I think maybe Ryan Whitney and Biz. Like Ryan Whitney wasn't even on Spaces again tonight, so maybe they're down there partying it up with Caesar or something.
Maybe we're on the screen of Elbow Room right now. Who knows?
Like, are we on do they have like a projector in there?
No clue.
Nick, you got to share some Ryan Whitney tweets tonight, Cody, as well.
But anyway, the Panthers defeat the Edmonton Oilers 6-1 for the first time in Panthers history. They do the blowing out in the Stanley Cup final instead of getting blown out.
Oh, man. Well, I don't think any of us would have expected that.
Oh, no, none of us did. But none of us expected Edmonton to lose their marbles.
Oh, you got me pissed off tonight, man.
I think we should start with our favorite segment, the
FSU Trash Can Player of the Game.
Or Trash Player of the Game. Or Players of the Game.
Oh, okay.
We got two tonight. At one, we have Mr. Darnell Nurse getting absolutely rocked by Jonah Gadovich, the guy that just we showed the screen, and then Jake Wallman.
I hate him.
Jake Wallman's officially on the Panther fan shit list. Look, I only hate players when they do stuff to us. Now it's different. Like, I'm not going to hate a player.
He's always been a trash talker, running his mouth, doing his little gritty dances out there. I don't know. He's trying to play a tough role, but he's just not.
Kirby, a known hater of the gritty. But
it's a little
anyway. That game was a zoo. So much fun in the arena. Yeah, loud of AF. The roof is gone. Yeah, too bad the roof was gone, and we didn't have a goal horn.
Yeah, that pissed me off.
Okay, before I get to the goal horn, Nick, you were there tonight. David Amber on Sportsnet said this arena is a lot quieter here in the pregame than Edmonton. It's a lot quieter.
Well, when did he say that? I mean, I'm just gonna say this: the pregame show hadn't started yet. Once the pregame show started, everything was fine. I mean, everything was going. It's a little different down here. And when you have all these types of media people out in front of the rink just stopping you from getting in because now all of a sudden everybody cares. It's going to be – their traffic was terrible out there. They oversold parking today. And there were, cars parking on, literally the grass. So
kind of like college football and stuff like that.
Panthers do better. Yeah, they oversold parking. So whatever could get, I guess, money in their pocket, But – no, I thought the rink was great tonight. I mean, again, a little bit of their own energy back at Skinner, chanting Skinner. I know you guys don't love it, but they were doing it to Bobrovsky, and that was a little bit of a jab back at them.
I don't have a problem with that.
I just said it's a copycat league.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I feel it's kind of like the same energy,
Yeah, I don't dislike it. I don't mind.
I thought
tonight it fit. It fit tonight. Saying that.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And the whole Oiler team. You could be Oilers.
Again, you could feel walking, there's games you walk into, you could feel it's big, right? All the media is there, just the energy in the arena, right? It felt like that tonight. I haven't felt like that very many times. I would say Game 4 versus Carolina 2 years ago, Game 5 against Edmonton last year, and Game 4 against Carolina this year. Those are the only times I felt the way I did tonight. And walking into the arena was unreal. There were places the parking lot was packed with there's this red fire truck that has beer all around the truck essentially. And there's people hanging out there. They're playing mini sticks, whatever. Street hockey, excuse me. It was electric. I'll say that. We're getting into the rink there. Everybody's hyped up. Let's go. When the game started, you could feel I'll say this: when Marchand scored that first goal, that was unreal because there was no goal horn. And when there was no goal horn originally, I'm like, what is it? Goaltender interference? Are they saying it's no goal? Right? I'm like, I didn't know the goal horn was broken. But
did it not go off in the pregame?
No, it didn't. But I'm thinking that's because they're doing. In my head, I'm thinking there's no goal horn, but I'm thinking it's because they're doing that introduction, so like they don't do anything.
Was there an announcement in the rink on that, Nick? At any point?
No, they just didn't tell anybody. And then they started playing the freaking one on YouTube. And you could really tell it was the one on YouTube. But no.
Yeah.
That'd be like us.
Look, like this was the account with the goal horns on Twitter. This is how I figured out. Just received word the Panthers goal horn is indeed broken. It'll be investigated during the intermission.
So, Cody, you saw that
and
right
then,
after the first goal because you were going to Twitter.
Yeah. And then, where is it at?
Wait, scroll up. I want to see what he said there. This
here?
is why the goal horn is such an integral part of hockey. There's in a big ball here. Yeah, I agree. But I will say, I mean, I'm glad we were able to get one at a certain point. It was kind of weird, but not going to let it ruin it.
And he sent the recording of the goal horn to the operation
the one
team.
you can find on YouTube.
Yeah,
But
it's just
like that rink when Marchand scored. That was loud. I mean, you could hear it, right?
Yeah.
So it's like you could feel both teams hate each other. The crowd was into it tonight. They weren't chirping at Skinner. I'm sitting behind the Oilers bench to the right a little bit. I'm like up in 20, 25, somewhere in those rows. And all the people surrounding the tunnel are just freaking.
Hey, look who's in the chat
on top.
We don't know if he's running the account or someone else because he's at the elbow room.
Hey,
gentlemen.
I mean,
what do you think that is? Let's take bets. Bring back Skinner. Job's not finished, but apparently yours is because you're not here tonight, Caesar. So
yeah, too big for us, Caesar. Good Lord,
Caesar's Mr. Big Shot.
Yeah,
Caesar, I'm sitting for.
I'm not the one. I'm not the one out celebrating Caesar. It's 2-1.
Yeah, job's not finished. We should know after last year.
And
oh boy,
I was waiting for Lulu. Shout out to the Holy Water. Antonio, Lulu.
Are you stopping Lulu from crashing out?
No, Lulu just loves the holy water.
Yeah.
But
anyway,
speaking of that Marchand goal,
speaking of water tonight, but
4-1 postseason when scoring in the first minute. Here's the sucky part. Half of those wins came against the Panthers because Draisaitl scored like early.
Oh, Nyes is the only one. The Panthers are the only one that handed another team a loss. That's Nyes in Game 3.
I'm sorry, Nick, just to put this on your face right now, but I'm putting this up on the screen so we have receipts on that for Caesar for later shows.
That's all right.
Caesar's creating content.
Just putting that up there.
Yeah. Kind of content we creating, Caesar.
Draisaitl was 104, Cody.
Oh, it was close to it.
It's 2 a.m., folks. It's been a long day. But no, I think, again.
I got work in 9 hours. So
talking about this, it's like there were a lot of different conversations about what's Game 3 going to look like. Are we going to see a continuation of Game 2? I think we seem a very long ways away from the Panthers seem to have lost their legs a bit, that conversation.
Yeah.
There was that concern after Game 1.
Well, me and Cody talked about this, Cody, the long-term fatigue that it could catch up to you when you've been on these long extended runs. Talked about the Tampa Bay series. We questioned a little bit the Toronto series, but Cody, you and I didn't panic there. Carolina, we just blew the doors off of them. And then you wonder after Game 1 with Edmonton and then the start of Game 2.
He said, what did we do to Carolina?
Blew the doors off of them.
I think you're putting it lightly there. We whooped them. I mean, that was pathetic for Carolina. But
there was points where we questioned the long-term fatigue, Nick.
Yeah, 100%. And, we're, again, long ways away from being a supposed first-round exit after losing to Montreal.
But even if you lose at this point now, what is it, in 6 games, potentially 7? There's not questions of that.
No, and I think you take a look.
especially how they played in game.
How long ago does that Montreal loss seem? When we lost in the final 5 seconds, they scored.
Oh, people were mad at me because remember I was laughing my ass off at Spaces because.
But again,
you couldn't draw that loss up. It's just it was shit luck.
Yeah, it was
you
terrible,
want us to do.
I think you take a look at our game. I think we've continued to get to our game. Connor McDavid had an interesting quote post game. I'll give you time to find that, Cody. But
I know where it is. I got
the other part of it is
Knobloch had an interesting quote.
Oh, he did too. They had a lot of interesting quotes after that one. Fuck. Listen, I think the Panthers played. They came home. There was questions about being at home. They have struggled there. Panthers were 3 for 11 on the power play. They got 3 Publix power play goals, Kirby, tonight. 3. That might match the whole freaking playoffs.
What did we start at? 1 for 6?
1 for 1 for 24?
Oh, gosh.
No, tonight, 1 for 6, 1 for 7.
What do you mean?
On the power play.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What did we start at?
1 of 6.
That was right.
3 for 11. And before Oiler fans bitch, maybe you had to kill off 11 penalties because you were running around like a bunch of idiots in the third period.
I call them banshees.
You can do that too.
Connor McDavid says, I quote, "I don't think our best has shown up all series long, but it's coming."
I thought Panther fans said Edmonton gave their best shot in game 1, gentlemen.
I thought they did. I thought Edmonton played very well in game 1. And, there's also the combination of that. I thought Skinner also was very good.
That's a big part of it.
I think Edmonton did everything they wanted to do when Skinner came up. Very impressive. Now you're playing another very good team who can get to their A game. And again, a lot of people want to talk about Edmonton. How about what we're doing? Right? It's kind of like if we lose a game, it's like, well, there's another team out there doing things to, combat what we're trying to do. For me, if I'm the Oilers, I'm quite concerned about the goaltending now. I mean, you take a look at certain, I was very vocal about how good the goalies were in the first 2 games of the series. I said they were some of the best players in this series. Bobrovsky continued to be tonight. I mean, he made some really big stops. He looked just from the rink extremely confident. Like a couple of those blocker saves, he just punched them.
His puck tracking tonight was phenomenal.
Phenomenal. This is one of the best games I've seen from Bob. Just really spectacular. If you want my.
As Skinner fell out of your top 5 in honorable mention,
I don't think Pickard is so much better than Skinner.
Nick, has Skinner fell out of your top 5 in honorable mention list for the rest of the series after this game, or can you have?
No, I think he can, but now it comes down to can he recover from this? I don't doubt he can, but I mean, now that the Panthers have beat him, is that going to continue? I asked a question before: is Skinner going to fall off the rails, Kirby? There you go, right? It's and you also talked about beating.
And what if he starts getting beat here?
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. Getting beat through him, then you really start to have the problems. Edmonton has allowed 5 breakaways in the last 2 games. I think Skinner has allowed goals on 4 of them in the last 3 games.
This was a tweet before the game here. Stuart Skinner following a loss ever since the second round. 2-0, 0 goals allowed, 1,000 save percentage, 2 shutouts. Tonight, let's see here. He had a save percentage of 783. So
I think it's very troubling that we got to Skinner like this. I thought he could have been again, the first 2 games, I thought it was excellent. I thought that could spell trouble. Kirby, I think you said it, if he continues this level of play throughout the series, that bodes very well for Edmonton, and it's going to be very difficult for us. Last thing Oilers need right now is lack of stability in net, and the fact that this conversation is going to start. Calvin Pickard is 6-0 in these playoffs. I don't really think that's anything what he had to do. I think that's the combination of how well Edmonton was playing, and they can play very well defensively. But I think we challenged them in ways some of these other teams like Vegas, LA, and I've been very critical of Dallas. They don't attack the way we do. So
Just to jump in, something to go back on. Did you see the hockey psychology video where it shows where the Panthers are breaking that guy free to try to stretch past that breakout to get those semi-breakaways, especially with Brad Marchand, kind of blowing the zone?
Yes, they had
have enough back support that they
had an opportunity with it today. Lundell bobbled the puck on the wall. I don't know if you remember that. I believe it was in the second period. Lundell bobbled it on the wall and tried to send Marchand up ahead. What Lundell did was very smart. He sent it off like a Sedin play, sent it off the end corner wall. It bounced out in front. Skinner went to it. One of the other things,
the wall play is one of the two ways they want to break that out.
But then Lundell.
But they want that diagonal breakout.
Exactly, but Lundell sent it cross ice, like he dumped it in, but he fired it right at the corner board.
It was like the Pasternak game winner, Game 7 versus Toronto,
essentially, because they couldn't.
So Brad Marchand has added this wrinkle to the Florida Panthers that was never there before.
Well, it truly is a 3-line team now.
But there's new plays being implemented with Brad Marchand.
Yeah, and I think one of the things
that's why he's so critical to me.
One of the things he doesn't get credit for, he moves very well. He brings a different speed and like sort of dynamic. He's very shifty with the puck.
And even if he cheats for offense, he's doing everything defensively.
Right. And I think you take a look, it's like Brad Marchand, like you've seen some of the plays he's made. Like, remember the goal against Tampa where he like in and out and then went down the wall and hit it off his skate, Lundell skated in?
Mm-hmm.
They don't know what the hell. Okay. But I think that's an underrated, oh my gosh. Well, good for him, I guess. But no, and that's the other part.
That'd be fun.
Connor McDavid went to the locker room. I wanted to talk about that after, but to finish on the Brad Marchand point, just brings a different dynamic. And when people compare it to Tarasenko, Kirby, I didn't mean to call Tarasenko a dime and a dozen, but he's not.
Off air. I can't remember.
I think I said off air, but I think like Vladimir Tarasenko couldn't do what Brad Marchand does in the corners and with the puck. He's not creating plays. I do think he was able to adapt his game to our style and chip in with the occasional goal or assist, block shot, whatever. But I think Brad Marchand truly is a difference maker. He looks like he does, like he did at Four Nations.
Like, trying to say that to people that were listening.
He looks really good.
Ryan,
and
you know I was saying that.
And no. I just think it's been an unbelievable fit. You get a guy that legitimately, like how often, like I'm not trying to start the conversation, but if we do win it, you acquire a guy at a deadline that potentially could win the Conn Smythe if you're able to win. It's not out of the question for Brad Marchand if we win. But to have this type of difference maker where you have a guy who's, first or second on your team in playoff points, you got that guy at the deadline for a conditional second. I mean, at the time,
it's a first now.
Yeah, well, it's a first now, but it's like at the time there was like this thought of like just get a depth defenseman. I don't really think we need another forward. Antonio, you asked this previously. If we don't have Brad Marchand, I think we're a first round exit.
We're a second round exit.
Or that too. I don't know if we beat Tampa. I think Tampa could end up coming back in that series. It becomes a lot more difficult. That third line was excellent against Tampa, especially in the final two games.
Yeah, but Ekblad was somehow the one that turned the tide in that series with that clutch goal in Game 4. And then phenomenal forearming.
Goal tonight, get it to the bumper. Reinhart can make some magic there.
That's one of the things we were talking about. They don't even try the bumper play anymore. It's there now.
And now they're teamed. Remember the Montour play in 2023? I was talking on the X post-game show. That's the play where we cheated down with Montour when we started to figure out the Bruins.
Exactly. And I think coming into this game, Edmonton's road power penalty kill was at 55%. I'm not sure what it is at tonight. I know they're
divided into 11 or whatever. I'm not
penalty kill right now for total is 67.2%, but on the road they are actually 60% now. I guess it went up after 8.
I mean, yeah, it's going to increase because they were
3 for 11,
70,
right?
They were 70% of in the penalty kill tonight, but.
Well, it went up from 55, but still.
But I want to talk about one player, and Kirby and I've been raving about this player, Nate Schmidt.
Oh gosh, dude, what a player!
Oh man, zooming around those time passes.
What? Like shout out to Avery on the Spaces preview show. He was the one like, we got to watch out for Nate Schmidt. And
Did you
like,
giggle a bit when Avery said that, Cody?
Yeah, I was like, Nate Schmidt. I'm like, what?
Okay.
I'm like, okay. Like, I can
Maybe
see a
that
reason.
the Vegas days, covering the Oilers like Avery does.
Yeah.
I think that's where my there.
Nate Schmidt
Relax.
is
It's autocorrect going on here right now. A lot of things go on with Caesar not here. I'm trying to control the chat. I'm trying to be here with you all. I'm trying to get stuff up on the stage.
Nate Schmidt has 5 points in 3 games in the Stanley Cup final. 5 points in 3 games. He's tied for top score with Carter Verhaeghe.
Oh, here's Caesar.
And I just want to point out, remember people said, OEL was such an integral part of our cup run last year?
Ryan Whitney?
OEL had 6 points.
Pull up some Ryan Whitney tweets tonight.
Well, I always thought Oliver Ekman-Larsson's contributions, and I'm thankful for them, obviously. I thought that was so overrated. Like, when people would talk about him, like, yeah, he's all right. He's not, like, spectacular. It's not like he came in and he ran the power play, got 50 points, and kind of revived it. It kind of felt like he just acclimated to a bottom pair role, and he did a nice job. I think Nate Schmidt has been so much better than Oliver Ekman-Larsson. I always thought Ekman-Larsson last year was a bit overrated what he did for us. Let's get that Ted thing.
I want to talk about the Ted comment. Who's our spirit animal, Nick?
You're asking me? Would you like me to? Yeah.
I'll take it off the screen there.
Who's my spirit animal?
Ours, because you stole mine.
I don't know.
LD.
Larry David.
There we go.
Larry David.
That's our.
That's them too, bro. That ain't me.
Curb your enthusiasm. I don't care. Just like Kirby, they were talking shit about me liking Luther Vandross. They're talking shit. Cody's talking shit about. Yeah, you were.
What did I put up for the story today? Tears of Fear or whatever. Your 80s
Tears
song.
of Fear. Everybody wants to rule the world. But
I put that up for you today.
Luther Vandross is number 1 for me right now.
Make sure you follow us on Instagram.
But Cody, I would be an excellent DJ at a bingo party. That was the quote.
No.
A bingo party.
No,
not even a retirement party. Not even a retirement party. A bingo party. Like, what the hell?
Nick, thanks for joining us tonight on X Spaces there. Come on, and you're just fired up.
Kirby, for your for the next game, I want the song to be Ghostface Killers with 21 Savage and Offset. It's specifically on 21 Savage's part.
What are you talking about? The stories or things that I'm...
Yeah, the story. I want Ghostface Killers as the song.
Make me a list of what you want it for. I got to bet it.
Kirby's going to put on his reading glasses and look at it like from afar. Like
reading glasses? I got LASIK here.
Oh, do you?
I had someone else said, Kirby, I can see the Lundell comparison.
What?
That was what someone wrote in the chat. You look like Antoine Lundell. I don't think Lundell can grow this, but anyways. I've loved Lance.
Comment on that.
No. Look, either like we could go Ghostface Killers.
Oh, here we go.
Or we could go like this name's gonna make y'all laugh. You can and then we can go to and there's a song called Big Juice. It's called Big Juice by Big Moochie Grape.
What the fuck are we talking
Chat,
about?
let us
right
know.
Now? What the fuck are we talking about? I have no clue what. I don't know.
Cody can fix the overlay if it's hiding your face, can he?
I think I know less than Kirby on this, to be completely fair. I know.
Like, I had to explain Kirby.
Get that heat.
I mean,
I gotta introduce Kirby to some Fetty Wap right now.
I'm not
like Kirby. Do you have like Kirby? Do you have a trap queen?
Continue on here.
Continue on.
This Ryan Whitney tweet: the Panthers are winning every battle. If there was a loose puck, they're getting into it first. Oil can't get anything going in the offensive zone, and at the occasional chance, Bob looks dialed. Fuck me.
Well, that's what happens when you play a really good team. People think that there was slight disrespect coming into this series.
Caesar, I actually had 2 for the first time. It was Darnell Nurse and Jake Wallman.
Well, those 2 guys that were on my shit list tonight.
Wait, Nurse is always on your shit list. Like,
how about Jake Wallman? What a fucking asshole!
Hey,
sorry, I'm not cursing.
Hey, Lulu knows what it is. 1738.
We're still on the music thing, huh?
Kirby just
one number short of a zip code.
No, but I wanted to say
a fucking zip code.
the whole thing with
postal code up here.
Instability in net. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, who Cody, by the way, you said he was dog shit too, and then you just flaked on me.
I said he was dog shit in this series.
Get into that with Johnny Lazarus.
You know, this guy missed a wide open net on the power play. I think he's been awful. I think one of the reasons why, and
I'm not using injury for excuse. When the games get tougher,
when you're in,
Nugent-Hopkins disappears.
Like, you take a look at Sam Reinhart tonight. That was a big key. We got him going. But the main thing I noticed is the Oilers are really missing Zach Hyman right now. I mean, they could use a guy.
Well, people said they should, hey, Kirby, they should dump and chase, chip and chase. They're missing their best guy on that, Zach Hyman.
Yeah,
and I think we've done a nice job on McDavid. Obviously, the Aaron Ekblad hit, that was key. Because it's like, I think that's important. You need to send a message. Like, this guy just can't fly through the neutral zone and go past you every time without getting hit. Put him on his ass.
I'm not hearing all the crap from Sportsnet that's saying, oh, Barkov's been a quiet series. No, how about McGhost tonight? How about him 2-3 times last year against the Panthers? I'll put it out there on the record because I'm that confident, Nick.
And they're double shifting McDavid. And one of the things I wanted to say on Skinner, I know we're going back here, I just came back to me, is from the rink, he's very active, comes out of his crease a lot, handles the puck quite a bit. He even comes out of his crease well. No, Panthers are doing a lot of that chip and chase. You know, they're not really just rimming it in or dumping it in.
And that's big with the third line.
And that's very big because they've avoided the hard rim ever since Game 4 against Carolina.
And the fourth line with Greer. Without Greer on that line, Cody, they couldn't get to the hard rim with Gadjevic's and Noseks. They can't get there.
And Kirby, I don't know if you remember Game 4, the hard rim, Carolina, when we sent it in deep, Carolina, instead of holding on to that puck, they just chipped it out off the wall, between their legs, up and out.
It works sometimes with the second line, though, against Carolina.
Yeah, but I think we were most effective when we're chipping and chasing, especially against this type
of defense.
But
that's how Maurice starts the series, and then he just...
No, I'm okay with that. I think it depends on the team. And right now, I think chipping and chasing, especially like when you're going one-on-one, they don't just fire it in. I think Skinner has shown an ability to get out of his crease and stop the puck and delay our forecheck. And then that's when we can get into trouble, is when McDavid's coming around the wing, coming through the neutral zone. But I thought we did a good job of that.
Maybe something I haven't realized, and some of you haven't, some of the fans here in the chat. Also, when you're trying to skate with the puck through the neutral zone and make plays early in series, that other team's not worn down. So those plays are hard to accomplish through that neutral zone and try to make clean plays. And if you've been off for days, your offense isn't going to be clicking, and you're not going to be connecting on all those passes and all those plays coming through the neutral zone and then into their blue line.
Kachuk, I agree, Kirby. I told Kirby this and Cody this in the first intermission. I'm like, this guy, he played very well tonight. Matthew Kachuk, he had an assist on the Ekblad goal, but
I think he was part of the power play one problem, though, if you want to talk about
that. I agree, but he could have had 2 assists. Sam Reinhart in the first period missed a wide open
That was the
net.
One nice pass from Kachuk on the power.
And I'm like, you got to bury that, because it's like, if you can
it's
get
like
if you can get a Reinhart goal from a Kachuk assist and get them
Nick,
in the series.
To have a little bit of what I understood from the broadcast. Reinhart needs to have a little bit more stick pressure down on his bottom hand of his stick to finish that play.
But it is nice to see Sam Reinhart get 2 points on the board. I thought that was a great shot on Skinner. And
he scores the hard one. Like, he had the breakaway in overtime.
Has that one, and then he scores a short side snipe on Skinner. But then he makes a beautiful pass to Aaron Ekblad. Getting 2 points for Reinhart, and I thought after that goal, Kirby, he was getting below the goal line. He was doing his thing with the puck, being patient with it. I talked about this on Locked On. It's like, when we have the puck, we have some time with it. I felt, especially on the power play, we were rushing the puck. We were moving it up. Like, hold on to it a bit.
So you didn't see, being in the rink tonight, Nick, that puck pressure from the Oilers on the Panthers?
No, I think the Oilers, they collapsed and then they kind of expanded. Why now? The Oilers can have some high pressure, especially when you first get into the zone. But once you move it around a bit and you kind of get them settled in, it's there. We talked about the bumper play. We talked about how they have a little bit more time than they think. Hold on to it a bit and make a play. That's exactly what they did on the Ekblad goal. And to piggyback off your point you made in a tweet earlier. Sorry about that. The number 2 unit,
running on the wheel.
The number 2 unit has been elite. I mean, that shot.
I
by
was
Goalie-
saying that. Like,
But Cody, I think you were on the side. There is some plays being made there. Nick, you were kind of more on the side that they're just hoping and praying. That play that Schmidt made to Marchand a few games back, was that last series, right through the crease there? Nice play there.
Well, yeah,
that was game one.
I would say you take a look at most of the first unit's goals. I'll just stick with the first unit. I think it's been more hoping and praying than anything else. Like, I haven't seen our power play one unit move the puck like that and really get into like a second unit until tonight.
But Cody, I asked you off air, if you're starting the power play 2 unit, why are they making plays against the PK1 unit when our PP1 unit couldn't make plays?
Maybe we have an elite power play 2.
It's because our PP1 is so dang scripted. Like, that's the thing. And like I said this about the Oilers power play before, like a couple after darks ago. I said they don't have any set plays, but they have certain things they look for. And they will find a way to get to that spot they want to look for. What they're looking for is Draisaitl on the half wall. That's what they're looking for. They'll settle for the boost bomb, but they're really looking for the Draisaitl half wall one-timer.
I thought Forsling and Ekblad were fine tonight.
Forsling carried over his play from the third period in overtime.
I think they were both very good tonight. I think that's what we need to see from them. Forsling had a really nice play one-on-one with McDavid. He was cut in the middle. Really nice stick play to break it up. Aaron Ekblad with Connor McDavid coming through the middle of the ice, put him on his ass, went to the locker room.
And it was a clean hit, by the way.
It was a clean hit.
We weren't dirty tonight. Y'all were, not us.
So I think that first pair, they defended the rush a lot better than I thought they were going to, especially Aaron Ekblad. And I think they were breaking the puck out very good. I thought at times Edmonton and Draisaitl, they got some zone time, but they're going to get that, right? But a very good effort by Gustav Forsling.
I know my name's not Nick there, Antonio, but when I say questions to Cody, even on the podcast, Nick thinks I'm talking to him. So I just had to jump in there.
But no, what's hilarious is I see a lot of Oilers fans saying, "Oh, the refs won them the game."
I remember that.
Like, oh, the refs won them the game tonight. Which penalty do you not want called? The one where you had 7 damn guys on the ice? You had 7.
Well, they want to bitch about game 2 overtime. Oh, Aaron Ekblad.
They had too many men in game 1.
How about the interference on Evan Bouchard that they missed in game 1?
Like,
I mean, again, there's missed calls on both sides.
No, Antonio, keep with the questions, dog. No, don't say sorry. Keep with the questions. Keeps the conversation moving. But it's just like, and Arvidsson just runs right through Bob. Runs right through him.
I thought Leon was a little off tonight, but I think everybody was.
McDavid didn't look fast to me on TV.
No,
this is going back to what I was saying. Edmonton home versus away are 2 completely different teams. Like, here's the thing. Edmonton at home always feels like they're dangerous. Always.
It's terrifying.
Now on the road, it's like 5-on-5. They never felt dangerous tonight.
No.
And here's the thing. And if they're going to rely on their power play to win the Stanley Cup, they're not winning the Stanley Cup. It ain't happening. They have not been good 5-on-5 since game 1. And here's the things they're not doing. They're not
penalty kill last year, Cody, and this year. We talked about that on our podcast preview show. Me and Nick still side with last year's, but this year's is just right there. Like I said, they're both.
Well, the penalty kill in this series has been 81%. Power play is 29.4%.
Hold on, in this series after 3 games, 81%?
81.3%.
What were we last year after game 3?
I could check.
It might be better.
I could take a look at that right now.
They were 0 for 7 after 2 games last year, Cody.
Yeah, but I think there's a difference between us starting at home versus on the road. So I think it has some.
You
and I
give
think
that a little bit of lean this year, a little bit.
And I think we're penalized a lot more this year.
I don't know, Cody. We're penalized a lot every year.
Panthers penalty kill, Kirby, after 3 games was 100%.
Last year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that
that
game,
makes sense.
It was dominant last year.
So, I side with last year's team. I sided with last year's penalty kill. I think Stenlin, the way Kulikov was playing.
Mikkola on the penalty kill.
Mikkola, too, but in particular, Aaron Ekblad and Gustav Forsling were.
Do you remember Mikkola when he got to pucks last year? It was hard rimmed and out. no question, that puck's way down the ice.
But I think Miko is a lot smarter this postseason.
They changed. I think the penalty kill last year was.
I think we failed on some zone clears on the PK this year.
Now, when we got Seth Jones, that's when the penalty kill really started to turn for us. It was below 80%.
Really?
When we acquired Seth Jones, I think it went above 81% to finish off the regular season.
So you think he's going to be an all-purpose player with us? Because the PK is the least amount that we need him for. We need him.
Well, I mean, it turned around the second he got here, and our penalty kill is 86.5%. And you take a look last year. Give me 1 second here.
So is that Cody just giving Kulikov less time?
Last year, the power play, the penalty kill was 88%. Very similar, 1.5% difference. You could argue we placed more dangerous power plays last year, but maybe not. Toronto, Tampa, New York, right?
That Rangers power play was elite going into that Eastern Conference Finals, though.
They were what, Cody?
They were elite.
That Rangers power play was elite going to the Eastern
Cody,
Conference.
they dropped below 11 or 9% after the Florida series, or in that series.
Yeah, because we didn't let them get off.
Or around 12 or 13%.
I give credit to our penalty kill. It's been very good, 86.5%. Comparable to last year. I just think last year I could trust our penalty kill. No matter how many penalties we took a lot of them. I always had confidence we're killing this penalty. I never worried. This year a little bit different, but I guess Tomas Nosek, what he's been able to do, this guy's going crazy. What he's been able to do in this postseason, ever since coming into the lineup, he's definitely stepped up big time for us, especially since my guy Nico Sturm just decided to forget how to win a face-off and play hockey. But we'll say it's an injury for my sake.
But before we continue any further, let's hear a word from our sponsor, Kingswear.
Panthers fever is here. Are you geared up? Kingswear in Davie is the place for all your Florida Panthers needs. They have the latest gear for our favorite NHL team. Jerseys, polos, t-shirts, hoodies, hats, and more. Kingswear has you covered. Stop by their store in Davie or at pantherswear.com. Again, that's pantherswear, WEAR.com for all your Panthers gear.
And before we continue, we also got to hear from our other sponsor, Jeremy Beckham with Next Home Treasure Coast. Hey, Panther fans in South Florida need real estate help? Check out Jeremy Beckham with Next Home Treasure Coast. Jeremy, it's a boutique service with a personal touch. Jeremy and team put humans over houses working for you, whether you're buying or selling. Ready to move? Hit up BexelsFLA.com or call 772-475-5371 now. You'll be glad you did.
Thank you, Cody. No, I'm trying to get that comment. Don't click around, Nick. You put it on the screen.
Damn it.
Nick's trying to delete comments, I think. Do not touch Antonio's
I wasn't touching the comments. I was looking at some of these other ones. But
professionalism.
Yeah.
We got a nice little, what'd you call it? Intimate group here tonight. We had a pretty wild chat there. And
what the hell's a Canadian Slurpee?
God. Guys,
flavor.
I'm not putting it on the screen. I'm just talking to the chat.
I need to Google this. Hold
the
up.
Listeners in the morning. You guys realize that?
It's a hangout.
Right in the chat. Caesar's not here tonight. I'm pulling double duty. We already went through this.
All right. So I looked up Canadian Slurpee, and this is what I found.
Bill Lindsay talked about Slurpees on the broadcast when the Jets were pumping us 7-2, Nick. You don't remember that game, Nick?
No.
We have Slurpees, but what the hell's a Canadian
Winnipeg,
Slurpee?
you said?
What the hell makes them? Look, it's on the screen.
I
Winnipeg
said Canadian in front of it in case everyone was like, what's a Slurpee? What's a Slurpee? Guys, I learned American press, Canadian press, Chicago press, and university. Okay, so I tried
to use Chicago press and American press.
Understand. What?
Fuck's the difference between Chicago press and American press?
Don't put me on the spot. I don't know. This is a while ago. There's a difference. Look it up. I'm not in study mode right now. You don't even have your apps on your phone anymore, Cody. You deleted them all because you graduated.
Yeah, going old. I'm done.
I'll quiz you in a couple years then.
Quiz you can like Here's the thing. Well, my degree is going to be using for my job, dog. So it's like,
I don't know. I'm kind of using it for here to try to have some sense of professionalism a little bit.
look, Kirby, don't make me teach you about the Poisson distribution, dog.
Oh, boy. Anyways, did anyone learn anything there?
No.
We're supposed to be talking about this on a Drury game in November, December. Join us on post-game spaces. Those West Coast trips, Nick.
There you go.
Which West Coast strip? Like the LA West Coast strip or the Winnipeg West Coast strip?
Or the one Barkov always gets sick on.
That was so
you guys
funny.
tell me about my record. We don't even have our best player playing.
That was so.
Maybe he doesn't like Calgary. Maybe he skips it.
For those who don't,
2-3 hours with Cody tonight, but he was pretty good. Nick just jumped in late and then just got everyone fired up.
Yeah. For those who don't know,
the fun.
We got to do the checklist next year. That's one thing I'm gonna do. The Panthers checklist before the season starts, where it's just Barkov random injury, Barkov random illness. We have like the random like tweet saying we should trade somebody.
Get rid of Bob. Get rid of Bob.
Get rid of Bob. Bob's coach.
Lulu's there tonight. What else, Lulu?
Oh, I know one. Kirby. No Bob slander, guys.
No
Bob slander.
Our next waiver pickup is going to be Gustav Forsling.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Every waiver pickup is Gustav.
Pound their D, guys.
And when we waive a guy like Popcorn Boy Adam Boquist or Rudy Balzers, what are we doing, everyone? And everyone
doesn't Popcorn Boy seem
full
like
meltdown,
ages ago?
Full fan base meltdown.
I forgot he's on
Popcorn
this
Boy.
team.
That seems like forever ago, doesn't it?
He was the shooter tutor for Bob. Yes, I said that. Then it got switched to his brother, Jesper.
Close enough.
And then I think my favorite one is
we made a meme of that, Lulu. You haven't seen the meme with Adam Boquist?
Popcorn Boy.
I'll put it out. If we win the cup, I'll be like, even Adam Boquist is celebrating tonight, boys. Let's go.
But no, I think my favorite. Oh, that's gonna be. I'm not going.
No, I'll be like, I should ask the Adam Boquist stance. Does Adam Boquist get a ring?
Yeah, but I think my favorite one is like.
What are they going to say?
Like after we lose, like 3 straight or something, 2 straight. They're like, just wait till the playoffs. They'll get their stuff together.
Jonathan Marchand.
Oh, no, Antonio. No, that cuts deep.
Yeah, Marchand.
He has a Conn Smythe because of the Montreal media.
Oh.
French-Canadian media.
Has there ever been a player like released?
Or let go or walked from?
I guess like waived, right?
Usually
we're back in the day.
Josh Mahura.
Back in the day, Antonio, they would sign guys that were like 37 years old, and then
technically,
like this guy can't.
Technically, Zach Hyman.
They were forced to do that, right?
Usually the last couple of years, like Panther players when they leave Florida usually aren't necessarily that great at their next stop. Like Montour's like the exception.
Yeah, keep that in
mind. Because Zito knows
what that in mind pending UFAs.
Zito's done such a splendid job, even with the guys that haven't worked out. They haven't gone on
from the top rope. He's here.
I'm just kidding. What's up, gentlemen?
From the top rope. I got you. Did you talk
to join us, Caesar?
It's been a pleasure, guys.
Had me waiting
in fresh cut. No hat today.
What's that?
Big cheese.
Big
cheese.
Big cheese is here, guys. Let's go. What's up, Lulu?
That was an inside joke from some fan that had the autocorrect screw up.
Yeah, you know what's funny? Yep. Caesar, Lulu didn't know the Popcorn Boy joke.
Really?
Yeah, like
I said, I'm going to put that meme out if we win the cup. Does he get a ring?
Like,
we could do with that ring. Yeah, a Boquist will get a ring.
Guys, can we show the stats from the Barkov
real quick? Before you do, I just want to give a shout out to the people at the arena. A lot of the ushers watch our show, so they stay up until 3 a.m. and one of the ushers is
because they get off late.
Yeah, so she's like,
hi ushers.
He's like, I wish I got his name, but it was like so quickly. But he's like, my wife tells me, like, what am I doing up this late? And he's like, I gotta watch them. They're real good. So we really appreciate you
We
guys.
got the security guard that comes in here.
Mike.
Yep.
Mike. I was gonna say
Mike
that.
too.
I'm not gonna lie. I can't wait to go to the War Memorial when I get down there. So
It's gonna be fun. People, you'll be surprised. They might recognize you, Cody.
I doubt it, but we'll see.
No.
Like,
Ryan, you're not applying for
oh,
anything.
I mean, hell, Nick's gotten
moderator.
Nick, you gotten recognized, right?
Once or twice, yeah.
So
Ryan's not applying
Nick?
for anything, right, Nick? He's our moderator.
Nick,
Yeah,
I want to give you
Ryan is our moderator. EJ Raddick. Ryan's our great
Hey,
moderator.
I was a moderator today too. All
I
right.
was too before.
You didn't have to do it, Kirby. I told you I was going to do it on there.
On where? I'm confused.
On
now.
here, on YouTube. I was moderating.
Oh, you were? I didn't know that. No, I wasn't looking at
Yeah.
my...
I was on there helping Ryan. He removed the other guy. I removed the comment. Teamwork. That's
Which
tag
comment
team.
did you remove?
No, I removed a comment tonight.
We all did, but whatever.
Which
Anyway,
comments did we remove? Like,
The one you're laughing about, Cody, when we're trying to
You've
stay
seen us at the arena, Lulu?
Oh, what?
What?
Is this for real? Nick?
I don't. How would I know?
You know,
we'd have no idea what Lulu looks like. Like,
I don't know what
done
anybody
here
looks like.
before.
Like somebody came up to
Lulu's
me.
picture right there on there. I think that's Lulu.
Is that her? I can't see that
Pretty
shit.
sure. I have to look at my tab. You guys can't see. They say I can't see.
you guys might need new. Or Cody, you might need new glasses because I can see.
I
Lulu.
just got these last year.
I'm
She's
pretty
with
sure that's Lulu. Now, Lulu's profile picture, we're going deep into Lulu here, over on X is Vampire Diaries or some show, she told me.
Yeah. Like, no, and I think it's funny. It's like the first year we were doing this, nobody had a clue what I looked like.
Oh, yes, tell that story, Cody.
Yeah.
Cody was known as Fat Bark. Are we going to go back to Fat Barkoff, Nick? I think we should.
I'm trying to see. I cannot see for the life of me. I need glasses, I guess.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, you
Like-
guys.
Like
Inter-
Caesar, like Caesar, did you know me like as Fat Barkov?
Vampire
like,
Diaries?
did you ever,
No, that was before. That was before I knew you guys. Yeah, I didn't know you were Fat Barkov.
So for the
but-
longest time, my profile pic was just a picture of Fat Barkov, like a fat version of Alexander Barkov.
I'll get lit.
And
You know, for some reason, when you say Fat Barkov, it reminds me of Cartman from South Park. I don't know why.
But
Yeah,
Barkoff,
so-
Cody, you had the big chops, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like he looked like a school lunch lady. Like and it was my name and I switched
And
it
every
to my
time we were
handle.
talking on our post-game show, they're like, Cody, you must look like Fat Barkov. That's just how I envision you, right? Every call.
You're going back to Fat Barkov next.
Anyways, suppose
Am I going back? Because
a
here's the thing,
supposed credential network said it wasn't professional for Cody to keep that name.
Oh, well,
We're
You know what-
independent
you
now,
know-
so blow it out there.
you know what Nick always says? Blow it at your ass.
There we go. Right, Caesar?
Yes.
Well, no.
I said that some
What?
guy leaving the ring tonight. These people, they just freaking come in and they just freaking act like you're not there. They blow by a stop sign. Everybody and anybody, like it's just a free for all. I
Not
mean,
me. I just run him
Right.
over.
it's
Well,
just
he's
free
not-
for all.
No,
I'm going at every person. You go by. You go by. You
You know
go
what's
by.
funny? Like Caesar could park at Mills and just be fine. Like he could just roll from Mills all the way to the arena.
Caesar was
Okay,
wild.
I have a funny story. So it was after the Tampa Bay Game 4 win. And I'm walking outside and I just hear music. And I turn to my left. It's Caesar going in a little circle. They see me rolling. I'm like, what the fuck? Caesar!
He's got the Bluetooth
Caesar,
speaker on the wheelchair.
Yeah. I'm like, what the fuck?
see, like, oh, he's doing little donuts. I can't imagine.
It's on TikTok. You got that video got a lot of likes too. So.
Oh boy, like, what a talk! Like, man.
Hey, we got a follower from Russia. Welcome. How about a Bob tonight? Outstanding, right?
I mean, Barkov's technically Russian, so
There we go.
like,
Are they having the? And I don't want to get off topic here, but the athletes of Russia are playing, or they're not. Anyways,
they're not.
no.
It sucks.
No, it sucks.
So we'll never get to see Ovechkin in the damn Olympics.
We get a lot of complaints. Our guys don't get to rest. Well, Bob's resting. So that
Right.
Unless we bring in any more Russians.
I don't know.
offseason.
After the game, did you guys notice Bob stayed out there a little bit longer when the game was over, just like thanking the fans?
Yes.
Honestly, no.
Well, Nick,
Oh,
I don't know
kinda-
if you're asking Nick if he left.
I was there.
That-
That
He wasn't. I was
Oh,
there.
I'm asking. So
I was
Nick,
there.
notice that?
Yeah, he was like doing the little clap thing with his glove.
And the hard thing.
like that third period took 15 years. Oh, Lulu said, "I'm just gonna jump scare y'all at the arena one day."
Hey, she could
So
probably.
Lulu, have you gone by Caesar and ran away?
So
Or have you gone by me and ran away?
I can see that.
Well, fuck you. It's not like we know what we'll see Kirby down here.
oh, everybody knows
Waiting
where my
still.
second.
Then Nick would be like, "It's like the Pope. This guy, everyone wants to talk to him.
Yeah.
So
Tired of this."
Frick.
Dude,
Oh my
so-
gosh. When he finally arrives, could you imagine the fanfare that's going to be?
Nick will throw up.
Got the trumpets on.
Crazy,
Oh my
crazy.
gosh.
Nick will have.
I wanna-
Kirby will have.
I want
all
to
the
give a
lefty
shout
votes.
out to
Yeah.
Sean, who drove all the way from Tampa Bay. He used to play sled hockey. He's the one who gave me the Roberto Luongo hockey card, and he specifically drove down to watch the game tonight and to meet me. And I was like, "Damn, you drove all the way down just for one game," and he had to go back because he's got to go to work at 7. So I just want to give him a shout out, and that he said that was one of the best games he's ever been to, and gave mad props to our fans and everything. So shout out to him as well.
And shout out to my boys, to my boy Michael, my boy Eddie and his dad Michael, who drove from Tallahassee to the game tonight.
That's awesome. That dude, and how many times did we hear in the past South Florida is not a hockey market? Well,
Shout out
it
to
is
me. I
fucking
drove
now.
from- Shout
Excuse
out
my
to me.
language.
Shout out to me. I drove from Parkland.
No, I do want to give a shout out to Nick though. Great job yesterday with Armando on Mocktown.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate
Right.
it. We had a great
You
time.
know,
You really did a great job. You were
appreciate
so
that. Thank you.
knowledgeable. I thought you were going kind of for Armando's job there.
Oh, really?
Hey,
know,
Armando
it's funny.
used the egg line there, Caesar. I noticed that.
But I did
He
notice.
stopped himself.
I kind of got a bone to pick with you guys because
Oh.
it's one out of the 3. What am I, chopped liver, guys?
Oh, he said 1/3 of the cats and rats.
And you agreed, Nick. You agreed, Nick.
I wasn't thinking.
In Armando's defense, he's looking at it strictly as the podcast. When everyone's like, we're podcasting, we're like, we're going live, right? But okay, you got a point.
I'm just saying.
Like-
I was like, what am I, chopped liver? No, but no. I'm just
I
busting your
keep-
balls, guys.
You know what's funny? I forgot you even went
Armando's-
on that podcast yesterday.
Cody, did you go on Armando's show this year or last year?
Last year, before Rangers game 5.
I thought it was last year.
So
Appreciate
Well,
it, Ted.
Caesar's next.
What-
Hey, Armando didn't even ask me. Armando asked Nick himself. So
No,
There you
no,
go.
I just thought
Sorry.
Nick did a really good job.
Appreciate it.
Very knowledgeable. Like always, that's why we love him. Even though,
no, we love him for the chicken. We love him for the chicken cutlets
even
that
though
never gives
he
us.
has not invited me to chicken cutlets, because I know
yeah,
his
he
mom.
brings them on the live stream, Caesar, off
I know.
camera, and he's eating it.
I ate it on I ate it on the live.
And you two didn't do your research well enough. I thought Johnny Lazarus was freaking Italian.
I didn't know.
You threw me under. I'm not getting into that on it.
I
I never brought this up.
You threw me under
That
the
was
bus.
all Kirby.
Threw me
That
under
was
the-
all Kirby.
The New York Italian guy. You threw me under the bus on that.
Like,
By the way,
I know Johnny somewhat, and I talked to him, but I didn't know that. I just went with it. With Nick's like, yeah, ask him that, and then I did. and then-
also, too,
that was
guys,
awkward.
people
80,
from the
what do you
NHL
want?
Network are noticing our work. They said, great job. So, just want to let you guys know.
Rick Batman?
We got to
Who
get
the
Jason
hell?
Demir. We got to get Jason
who the
Demir.
hell's watching us?
I don't know. They had
What?
somebody, Claudia from the NHL Network, doing like interviews outside.
Guys, we need EJ Raddick.
First off,
With
who's Claudia? It sounds-
What?
Latina?
Kirby's like, Oh,
No, I guess
We
we're-
need EJ Raddick with our great moderator Ryan right here. Went golfing with him the other week.
Forget EJ Raddick. Get Jackie in here.
no. We need Jackie. Well, Jackie Redmond for the Stop and Chat. We're working on
Right.
that season tonight. Yeah. Nick will be like, she'll never answer one of your DMs, Kirby.
Oh, she
We
already.
got
She already.
Redmond here today, and Cheryl
What
Powder.
is-
You're not joining us.
You always continue to surprise me, Kirby.
Cheryl Pounder out of Balzac, Alberta.
I'm working on Cheryl. No, she's from Ontario. You guys getting a little after dark here.
But no.
By the way, we gave a shout out tonight to TSN there, Cody. Check out their post game coverage stuff. Sportsnet, I don't know what you're going to get from those guys.
Sportsnet, blow it out your ass.
But TSN, they'll break it down for you.
Yeah.
Panthers, check them out. They do a post game show after. I think it's up on the TSN YouTube channel. They're copying us, guys. TSN's going YouTube live streaming now with their shows. Where do you think they've been getting that from?
Hey,
Probably from everyone else.
look,
No.
See,
all
look
I
at that.
know is
Hey, Cody,
All-
that's Caesar, the comments.
all I know is people are noticing us. It's good to hear, especially getting comments from like people that you wouldn't expect to hear. So that makes me feel good, and you guys should be proud of yourselves. You guys are all doing a great job, and this is not all for nothing. And they love our content. They say that you guys keep it real. I've learned something every day. So hey, we really appreciate you guys. So keep hitting that like button, and please keep sharing and subscribing, because that's only
it's
going to
funny.
give us a lot better.
Yeah, I don't
Drive
know
to 500 subs here. We're getting close, guys.
where are we at now? Hold on.
Can someone show my tweet, please? I've been waiting.
What
Please.
tweet, dog?
The Lundell, Barkov, and Bennett line, so the whole audience can see it in the morning. And as
There.
well as the live audience. Thank you. Did you see that tonight, Caesar? That was my
Which
best
one?
tweet. Can we
Your
read it
best
out?
tweet?
Florida Panthers combined points by line in 2025 NHL playoffs to date. Barkov line, 50 points. Bennett line, 51 points. Lundell line, 49 points.
7 bookmarks there, Nick.
And I might be one of those, to be honest with you.
Nick is a great stats person. If you guys aren't on Twitter X, I want him. I implore him to tweet out stats more. Nick finds all these stats, from this month to that month, what our power play was then from our penalty kill. Nick, those are great things to go back on the recap show. You agree, Caesar, right?
Yeah. You've
Oh,
got to
and
tweet more.
let me use
You had a great one last year with
Thank you, Angelo. Appreciate the
Wait.
subscribe.
Thank you, Angelo.
Wait, let me do something because I need to push.
We need a subscribe button when someone subscribes live on air, Caesar. We hit a button or something with effects. I don't know if we can do that on StreamYard. There's a good.
Yeah, but then we
Kirby.
wouldn't know who
You
subscribed.
know what
so
we
that's
can
the
do,
only thing.
Kirby?
Yeah.
Well, they have to-
There we go. We can do that.
But let me just start off with something here. I want to push a narrative for Game 4. This guy needs to bang the drum.
Thank you, Cody. I was saying it today on Instagram.
You know what's
This guy
sad?
right here.
You know what's sad? A lot of the people in that rank will be like, "Who's that?"
Is
That
that
is-
why they're worried about that?
I
It's
think,
probably true.
Oh.
and I hate that. Stephen Weiss. I mean,
Just confirmed he's never done it, Nick, right?
no, I don't believe
For
you.
the games you've been at, you go to a lot of the games.
I mean, I don't.
Udonis hasn't done it twice now, so
So Stephen Weiss has been there. Remember, Nick, 2-3 years ago?
And then
he-
Bam
he-
had a buy.
I did an interview
Interview
last
them.
year.
The
What?
anger that just popped in my head just
Interview.
now.
Well, I don't think Ryan Lomberg would do it because he's currently employed
yeah,
by
he's
another
employed.
NHL team.
They're not going to do that.
This isn't Pat Maroon over here.
The closest
right?
we got Lulu was Brady Kachuk down in a beer celebrating his brother live games, and they're like, I don't know.
Look,
if you can
if-
Weiss has been back. So I think a year or two ago, he did an interview in between intermission with Steve Goldstein,
and
Randy Moeller,
Yeah.
and he was like giving Bill Zito a bunch of credit and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
No, I like as much as respect for all, but this guy right here needs to bang the
Yeah,
dance.
Cody,
This
I've been
guy.
with you all year on this. Cody, I've been tweeting it out. I've been putting it on the Instagram. Caesar, you're the other guy as well, but
I'm just gonna say this: the one playoff appearance this guy had was an absolute beasts, dude.
People said to me today, Kurt, what about Bouwmeester and Horton? Bouwmeester didn't play one playoff game for us.
Okay,
Horton
let's get this straight real quick. Let's get this straight.
They're not
Here's
the same.
why.
Cody, get it straight. Yeah.
Here's why I don't claim Bouwmeester and Horton in the same light as Weiss. Horton was one of the first guys to ask out when Dale Talley came into power.
Horton and Gregory Campbell, ironically enough.
Yeah. Campbell did the same thing. And Bouwmeester and his damn dad slithered away to Calgary.
You know by who? Bob Stauffer. Who does he cover, Nick?
The Edmonton Oilers. Fuck Bob Stauffer.
And did he go to Edmonton or where did Bouwmeester go?
Oh, he went to Calgary.
Oh, you losers. Yeah, he went to Calgary.
Kirby, what are your thoughts on Bob Stauffer? Any nicknames?
Hey, Caesar can do a video. But hey, I quote tweeted Bob Stauffer. What's the percentage chance he'll answer me tonight?
It's coming out. It's coming out, Kirby.
Okay. He can't ignore it. He can't ignore it. All his little fanboys and fangirls there. They'll see it, Caesar.
Remember that time last year where all they did was show pictures of him getting on the plane?
Yeah, David, this Cody, I'm going to give a little mini shot at Cody. He nerds out at those times because he remembers those times, but I can't bring up 1996.
Do not care.
Half of this panel wasn't around in 1996.
Guess what goal I was watching today, Nick, from 96 on Instagram?
I saw.
Beat hands, raise
yes, I saw.
That building was never that loud, I think. That's got to be a top 5, top 10 moment, I think. Still.
Yeah.
Patrick
I'm not an ageist. It's just I can't stand it when I'm talking to somebody of my – I don't give a fuck.
It's very biased. Go
ahead. I can't stand when I'm talking to somebody of my favorite team like, oh, man, I remember in 96 these boys are playing. You don't give a fuck about them since 96. That's my issue with it.
No. I'm standing on it. The people that were there from 96 are still here now.
And they always bring up 96, but now it's just like they never – and they were like, oh,
do you know how many people at the rink tonight were there in 96? They haven't been here since then, but they're here tonight.
Like, you see the ones that have the rings, all the ones you say that have the pins?
Yeah. No. Antonio, are you calling Kirby an elder?
I was very young then. And I was these guys are more impressionable than I was at that age. You know how easy it would have been to flip teams?
So it looks
hey, Colorado.
It looks like Nicky Smokes and Witt are arguing in the car, kind of fighting with each other. That's kind of crazy.
Nicky Smokes sat 20 rows in front of me. He had the backward jersey on. He got up when McDavid got it. It's like, fuck yeah.
Honest question.
Do you have a video of this?
Yeah. You want me to pull it up, guys?
Nick, honest question. Was it his first game of the year? You saw him there?
I haven't seen him before. I'll tell you that.
It probably is because he lives in Chicago now.
I don't think he lives here.
Oh, he's not living there.
Yeah, he's living in Chicago with Barstool.
Okay.
So
he's originally like a Dolphin Twitter guy. That's where he's originated from.
Like that's his number one team, as you say, Cody. Your
Dolphins easily, yeah.
But he doesn't do Dolphins content.
No,
he did quite a bit.
Here we go.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
As much shit as you do because they're like, you know what? I'm just tuning in for the playoffs. I'm rooting for my team, but I'm not going to be a rat scumbag Florida fan. You have the right to be. You want it.
So next time, me and you are in the Stanley Cup Finals all day. Oh, Mr. Ryan Whitney, thank you so much for playing in the NHL. Like, I'll suck your dick. Like, thanks for having me. Like, I don't understand what you're
You'll be in an Uber.
By the way, this could happen again next year, both these teams, right?
I know.
Yeah, I was sick as that.
It's just me and you forever,
4 years, Mara.
Yeah.
Anyways, I haven't heard from Whitney. Did he have any spaces today?
No, he did not have a spaces tonight.
I didn't see any. I was refreshing more than normal.
He tried to start with me, but he never came back. So, I mean,
a little bitterness there from Ryan.
I'm okay.
You guys claim Whitney as a
no, not from you, from Ryan Whitney.
He played 7 games, dude. Like,
no, okay, Antonio, I'm going to talk to you about something on that. Oiler fans would claim him if he played 7 games for him. They say once an Oiler, always an Oiler. For me, no. You need to play a season plus.
How many games?
The only good thing.
So what
the
you're
only
saying,
good thing
When an Oilers player plays one game for them, they go once an Oiler, always an Oiler.
So they're saying Tobias Reeder's a once in a while, always
Yeah,
an Oiler.
right. They'll come back for
Didn't
some.
the owner bitch at him one year?
Yes, he was like, we
Tobias
didn't make the
Reeder
because
needs to
Tobias
score
Reeder
10,
didn't
15
score.
goals. Like, that's an odd
Like,
name to pull
What
out.
about
Well,
Benoit
here's the-
Pouliot? What about Benoit Pouliot? Oh,
Yeah.
we know Puck
But-
here. He was awful.
But Antonio,
No, we don't claim
the-
popcorn boy.
no, I don't claim Adam Boquist. Like, here's the thing: the only good thing Witt did in a Panther jersey was be on the ice for Barkov's first NHL goal. Like, well,
He never talks about that.
I think he was like -4 or something.
I don't think
-4
he
or 5.
never talks about his time in Florida. Like I've
Yeah,
never.
because it was no. He has the one story with him and Chris Versteeg, where when Chris Versteeg was still there, and he got pissed during practice, so Versteeg kept flipping pucks over the glass in practice, and the coach, I don't know which assistant coach,
Deneen.
told.
The
It was
assistant
some
coach.
assistant. It was some coach, and he goes, "Hey, wait, grab more pucks." And Witt's like, "There's no more pucks left, coach." He's like, "Practice over," and Versteeg's like, "Fuck, no practice." Like,
Given how Versteeg ended his Panther career, I'm sure that's the number one case scenario.
Oh, I heard who he was with
that
tonight.
fucking Marlins man.
I heard that.
Yeah. Yep. He's the one who got him to the game. He flew him down there and got him tickets next to him.
He does that with a lot of.
Really nice.
I love
guy.
it how he's flipping Whitney off, and you're just number one.
Number one, baby.
Did you say what was Witt traded for? Witt was traded for Chris Kunitz.
Who was Kunitz on?
Oh, the Pittsburgh
Anaheim.
That's who it was. Okay, yeah, I figured that.
The last piece of the Stanley Cup puzzle for Pittsburgh.
There you go.
Yeah.
And I always remember Pascal Dupuis was a throw-in for Marian Hossa.
Funny, Johnny Lazarus brought up Danny Heatley, and then we got to Marian Hossa. I'm like, I don't want to go down this path again.
Danny Heatley, All-Star 50 and 07.
And with Ottawa.
Hey, him, Alfredson.
I'm proud. I just want to say I'm very proud of Ted today. He did not mention the Marlins or Dolphins. Good job, Ted.
The night's not over, but okay. Good. Okay. Nick's handing out ribbons before the end of the night.
I trust Ted.
Ryan's got the cookies and orange slices. What did Ryan say tonight? He's 2 pizzas. He was saying on post-game show, like at 2.
Yeah, like he eats like 2 pizzas at like 2 in the morning.
No wonder you got heartburn, dog.
Like, because I asked the spaces, "Hey, should I make a bagel?"
He goes into, I eat 2 pizzas. And then we heard Cody's little ding there. So the goal horn might not have worked tonight, but we know Cody's ding worked on his toaster oven.
No, I did not have. I did not.
Where did you go for dinner?
Flanagan's. Went to Flanagan's.
Got a rib roll?
No, I did not.
Oh no, you
I
got
always
kids'
do.
ribs.
That's my,
No, not tonight. Get the burger.
that's
Oh,
my
did you get the
go-to,
garlic knots?
ribs.
Nah.
What the fuck? Like I can't. Like I said, that's the first place I'm stopping at when I get to South Florida. Is fucking
Right off the sawgrass, right in Flanagan's.
Should Wallman be fined, guys?
Yes.
I think so. What? Then everyone's just going to start having Caesar. I want you to pull out the Super Soaker. Remember back in the day? Can you show everyone one of those? Probably aging myself.
We know what those are.
Okay. Show them the original Super Soaker 50 year.
I remember those Nickelodeon commercials.
Yeah.
They're always on
ass songs.
You know,
why
I
don't you
actually.
Why
now
doesn't
that you
Paul
brought-
Maurice? Hey, Paul Maurice, bring one of those Super Soakers to the next press conference.
No.
Jamie Compton, make yourself useful.
Jamie, sit here for a second. You're squirting them. Would that be great, Nick?
Like,
No, while he's
No.
skating past.
And then he punches him in the chest after. You can leave.
So I kind of want to
Yep.
play this. It was talked about on TNT. It's actually a really good clip, and Gary Bettman kind of like
Oh, I
owned
love this clip.
Biz, and I was like, "Damn, let's go!" Because everything he said was on point.
Caesar,
So-
before you continue, please. Someone spoiled the cup. Someone spoiled who got the puck.
I saw that.
Jimmy
that.
did. So I know.
Jimmy,
Jimmy.
really?
We wait, so Kirby doesn't know, right?
Oh. Yeah, I saw that. I was kind of upset. I was like, damn. All right. Anyways, so let's take a look at what Gary Bettman had to say when Biz asked him about the tax situation in the NHL.
Predictable.
I don't want to take anything away from the teams from Florida and the state of Florida.
But do it anyway.
Ace put me in a headlock when I brought this up on the broadcast in the conference final. Any plans maybe in the future to implement a balance as far as the no state tax? And
No, you know, when you start,
I'm just asking.
It's a ridiculous issue. When the Florida teams weren't good, which was for about 17 years, okay, nobody said anything about it. And, you know, for those of you who played, okay, were you sitting there with the tax table? No, you wanted to go to a good organization in a place where you wanted to live, where you wanted to raise your kids and send them to school. You wanted to play in a first-class arena with a first-class training facility, with an owner, an organization, a GM, and a coach that you were comfortable with, and you wanted to have good teammates so you'd have a shot at winning. That's what motivates it. Could it be a little bit of a factor if everything else were equal? I suppose, but that's not it. And by the way, state taxes high in Los Angeles, high in New York. What are we going to do? Subsidize those teams?
Can we take tax away from the province of Ontario at least, just for the league's sake? We need something, Gary.
You know, I was watching you during the prior rounds. Your attire was a little suspect in terms of your journalistic objectivity.
You just said 3 words and I don't know who's got the next question.
I thought he was going to. I thought he was kind of going to go there.
Like masterclass right there.
Yes. Yes.
You guys have been critical at times on our post-game spaces of Gary Bettman. I've been the one co-host that has stood up for him repeatedly because I hear that stuff all the time, like Biz says up here in Canada.
NBA.
It's great to put it all together there. He said the owner. That was the key thing there, Caesar. The owners. Great ownership.
Well, here's the thing. He needs to go on Sportsnet next. Every single freaking panel.
Oh, I think they saw that clip tonight.
Oh, you think?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's true, though. So
you know, I used to get mocked and ridiculed. Who wants to play in Florida, Kirby? When people would find out I'm a Panther fan.
I have a question.
Now they're whining about it the other way. Steve.
I'm just going to say that he makes a good point when it comes to LA. Well, when LA and Chicago were winning in the 2010s, they weren't. Well, where were there's no tax advantage there, right?
And where were all the Panther players going, Nick? A lot of times to Canadian teams.
Well, they were going to Boston. They were going to New York.
Calgary.
They were going to Chicago. They were going to Calgary. I mean, you know, I think you take a look at it.
Vancouver, I think.
It's never been an issue until it has been. Like, we don't have the advantage of big markets. Like, we talked about Edmonton. Matthias Janmark has commercials going in frickin' Edmonton. I guarantee Stuart Skinner. AJ Greer doesn't have commercials down here.
Ryan Lomberg has a commercial now in Calgary.
Right? So, is the tax thing one part of it? Sure. Maybe a small part of it. But if you have the tax advantage, but you don't have a good management, good coach, good culture, good team, it doesn't really matter. We've seen teams in high tax situations win. We've seen it.
And teams that had advantages, for everyone that didn't watch hockey pre-cap era, 2 teams that had all the advantage in the world that never even sniffed a cup. The Toronto Maple Leafs, the New York Rangers. All our players went to New York.
And here's the thing. Artemi Panarin, he chose New York because he wanted to play in New York City. Some guys prefer to play in big markets. That's another part we don't have.
Another thing is, too, that when these players go to a state that is taxed, for that game, they do get taxed. People don't realize that, right? So they need to learn how it works.
Washington State, where Monterey, it's no tax state. I'm pretty sure. Yes, guys?
But I guess so, because I'm not going to lie. I am cooked.
But no, we really appreciate everybody staying on with us tonight. I'm going to put the video up here. And anything else, gentlemen, for Game 4 here?
No.
Not a thought in the world.
I hate there's an extra day in between, but that's because of the NBA scheduling.
We're chilling for a couple days.
Yep. All pressure on Edmonton now.
Any advantage to Edmonton maybe getting some rest here.
I think sitting for that long after a loss actually sucks a little bit more.
I said Panthers would have an advantage here. One advantage coming in from that double overtime win. And you saw it. The Oilers didn't have their legs tonight. They didn't skate well. They were not good out there. But that was a lot to do with the Panthers.
Well, we expect a way better Edmonton team. I'd be shocked if, I'm not gonna lie to you, I'd be shocked if the Panthers were going to be up 3-1 in this series. I am confident for Game 4, but it's more of the fact that I think Edmonton's a very good team.
And we talked about Cody on our preview show. 1 game here, 1 game there. 1 game here, 1 game there.
But if the Panthers do win Game 4,
big, that would be massive.
Big.
So we'll see what happens.
We might have a podcast episode out on Thursday if we do record Wednesday.
We should.
Also, my episode with Jesse Pollock is coming out Wednesday. Stay tuned. Until next time, gentlemen, let's go Cats. The job's not done.
A lot of big games from everyone tonight. Huge goal by Rhino to get his lead back, but this guy's a animal gadget. We stick together. 2 more, boys.
What's up, Cats and Rats fans? If you enjoyed that video, be sure to hit the like and subscribe button before you head out. If you're listening to us on Apple and Spotify, make sure you leave us a 5-star review. And just like always, let's go Cats.